Hello everybody, my name is Gary Steele. I'm with Keller Williams Realty out here in the Dripping Springs office. Welcome to my office. I've been nominated for some award, some type of award for Austin Board of Realtors, and so I'm here to tell you a little bit about me. They mentioned doing a 2-minute speech. I'm very humble. I do not like to talk about myself or achievements or whatnot, but I'll give it a shot. So come on into the office and tell you a little bit about me. I've had my license for over 30 years. I got my license so that I could buy my first house in Dripping Springs 30 years ago, actually. So I had a natural knack of selling and got into it full time. Here's our office. Come on in, and we'll do the rest of this video inside. Okay, in the past 30 years, I been with Jackson Properties the first 13 years of that, and the last 17 years with Keller Williams. I've been on the ALC, Agent Leadership Council, with Keller Williams for all 17 years, which is the top 10% in production you have to be in to get into that group. I've probably served on every single committee at the ALC, so I've done quite a bit. I have an open door policy. Anybody can come into my office, ask questions. My phone is always available. I get a lot of people from KW calling me for farm and ranch expertise for their contracts, etc., and as well as residential and land and all that kind of stuff. So let me think. Oh, out of the 30 years, I want to say I've had over 900 transactions. Not one lawsuit. I have to give myself some accolades for that, and I knock on wood as well. I'm very ethical and love the real estate business. And out of those 900 transactions, I want to say I probably got my clients, maybe 20, 25 of them have become full-time realtors over the years. 4 or 5 of them have been very successful. So that covers that yet. I had to make a couple of notes because I would lose my train of thought. And as far as I have 2 kids, and I grew up coaching them for 10 years in the Dripping Springs Youth Sports Association. I was also on the board of the Dripping Springs Youth Sports Association for 10 years. I'm a member of the Life Austin Church and do what I can to help them out. And as far as other items, I'm just a very, very giving person. And I'm sure a lot of you know who I am. And so, my favorite thing that I have done or most proud of, I went to a closing, I want to say it was 20 years ago. I was a listing agent. We went to a closing. At the closing table, I was informed, the escrow officer asked the sellers why they were selling and where they were moving to, and I had no idea. They had mentioned that they had that their son, who was about, I want to say 7 years old, and had autism, and they needed to put him in a certain type of school, and they didn't have the money to afford that school, so they had to sell and get the equity out of their house to put him to school. And that was the first time I learned of it. So at that time, I asked for the escrow officer to step out of the closing, and as we got out and shut the door behind me, I told her that I wanted to forego my commission and give it back to the clients, so that would help in their expense of the class for the autism of their son. And kind of ran out of things to say. I'm sorry I can't talk myself for 2 minutes, and call me sometime if you have questions. All right, God bless.